Mix 106, the new Mix Morning Show with Mike and Nicole and Willie Waffle, our Mix 106 movie critic, seeing only one movie this week because everybody's a big chicken and didn't want to go up against Captain America: Civil War.
Oh, my God, Mom and Dad are fighting. That's what this is like. Tony Stark and Captain America are not seeing eye to eye in Captain America: Civil War.
What is wrong with those two? Can't you just give them a timeout?
Well, that's kind of what happens a little bit, but, it's an interesting film because, there are really different levels to Captain America: Civil War. So on one level, Tony Stark and Captain America are on opposite sides because the United Nations wants to take over the Avengers, and Tony Stark is willing to go along with it. But Captain America, because he's America, tells the United Nations to stuff it.
You would think that Tony Stark is smarter than that.
Well, he feels bad for what's been happening. He feels bad about what's happened in the last few movies. There's been a lot of tragedy involved with wherever the Avengers are going, even though they're trying to do their best and trying to do what's right. And that's the interesting part of the movie, because there's another level to it. Captain America wants to help his friend Bucky. We know him as the Winter Soldier. He's been accused of committing a horrible terrorist act. And Captain America doesn't believe that he did it. He believes his friend is innocent. And that's what really draws the battle lines between the two forces.
Now, help me out here, because it's been a long time since I saw the original Captain America, but I thought Bucky was dead.
Well, no, Bucky turns out to be the Winter Soldier.
Well, I know, but I thought they killed him. I thought the Winter Soldier was killed.
Oh, no, he just disappeared.
That's what I meant. I thought he was dead. But I guess he couldn't be dead because then they wouldn't be able to make this movie. And here's the other thing. I thought he was a bad guy.
Well, he was brainwashed. See, that's how they get around it. Well, he was brainwashed. The Soviets brainwashed him. Therefore, his real self is coming out now that he's seen his old friend, Captain America.
So, but now he's been unbrainwashed. So now
or maybe he's been brainwashed again. We don't know.
Oh, good grief. This is starting to get confusing. All right. Well, let's hear it. Is the action any good? Is the special effects great? Is there a good plot?
They're trying to make it a very nonstop action movie. So you've got a lot of fight scenes. You've got a lot of chase scenes. But what really is happening is there's a deeper movie that's emerging, a more interesting movie that's emerging, because you do have this kind of battle about revenge and also about the shades of gray that we're all navigating in the world. Every Avenger has their reason for the stand that they're taking. Every Avenger has their reason why they're with Tony Stark or why they're with Captain America, and every one of them is right. And that's what makes it a real stew.
All right, so what do you give it?
I'm going 3.5 waffles.
Wow. So it's a really good movie.
I think it's a really good movie. I don't like a lot of the action. I hate that shaky cam action baloney. I just think that's bad movie making. I think it's horrible that you can't focus in on what's happening. And it's a little slow to get going. But I will tell you this. One character that we thought was just kind of making a little cameo, it turns out there's a lot more Spider-Man in this movie than you ever imagined.
All right. And this, I'm not even going to ask you to name all the superheroes in this thing because there's a bunch, correct?
Yeah, pretty much every Avenger they could afford to pay is in this movie.
And they all are on one side or another, correct?
That is correct, although maybe some decide to change their mind.
Oh, wow. So it's like a presidential election.
That's right. That's right. At 12 o'clock, Ted Cruz is a horrible person. When Ted Cruz drops out of the race, hey, I always like Ted. He's a good competitor.
All right. So since there is no other movie to put this up against this week because everybody else was a chicken, let's do over under $125 million.
For the weekend?
For the weekend.
Over.
You're saying over $125 million?
Yes, because the record, the Avengers have delivered around $200 million for each one of their movies, or at least the Avengers movies, and they're calling this a Captain America movie. But let's be honest, it's an Avengers movie. So I think the real question is, will they get over $200 million? Will they get over the $247 million of Star Wars?
So do you think?
I think it'll be close to $200 million. I do not believe they will beat Star Wars.
All right. What do we have next week then?
Next week we have George Clooney in Money Monster.
All right. So basically, this movie will be the number one movie for 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, a few weeks, really until like Angry Birds and the X-Men come out, things like that, yeah.
All right. We will talk to you next week.
All right, talk to you next week.